Dan, does someone have a better chance of getting into the Holly Shorts Film Festival as an early submission or over a late submission, or does it not matter?
It doesn't. No, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I was gonna maybe say, yeah, you don't want to say doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the honest truth is that, you know, it's better to submit early, and we kind of, you know, encourage that, and it's just good for different reasons. Obviously, it's cheaper for the filmmakers and easier on us. You know, we can get through the process of watching the films and all of that, but we're still going to be going through the process all the way through. And if a film comes out, and if we are open to submissions and we're taking submissions, then we're going to have to watch the film and treat it equal like any other film. We're not going to like look at it and say, oh, I love this movie, but you know, they submitted on June 1st. I mean, why didn't they submit last week? You know, it's like, that'd be stupid. I mean, it'd be like, you know, I don't know if festivals do that, but that to me is kind of moronic. I mean, you know, we want to like get the best films possible, screen the best films we possibly can screen. If we feel a film comes our way that we are open to submissions and taking submissions, that means we're still open for competition. We're allowing you to submit, and we're taking your money. We're going to treat the film equally with everything else, and just put them all against each other in a competition setting and see what the best films are, and they'll be up for competition and up to be selected. And that's really the bottom line. I mean, yeah, I don't want to get into like thinking of things based on just the deadlines and all the rules so much, because I don't know, again, we're trying to find the best films, and if we like a film and we want to show it, then, and they submit it to us, me personally, I feel like that's just like silly, just to say, well, you know, we liked it a lot, but you submitted too late, and we just couldn't program it. Well, then, you know, we should at that point be taking submissions. If we're taking submissions still and we're open for call for entries, now granted, if they submit after the deadline, that's a whole different story. But we don't really generally want to take some films after the deadlines. So, yeah, I guess long answer for that, but yeah, it's.
You know, I guess where we're coming from with that question then is in our experience on the other side as filmmakers submitting to film festivals, there seems to be like if we get a film in early, there's more likelihood to get that acceptance. Okay. Whereas there's instances where we submit late, and for some reason it's like anytime we submit our films late, they're never accepted. So how do you respond to that?
Yeah, I think I guess I could say I can't really speak to other festivals, but I would think that there must be. Well, I mean, I can speak to ours in the sense that we do know that there's a certain period when we are slotting our films. We're selecting as we get closer. You know, we have a certain mindset, or we know, all right, we have this many films that are very highly graded and scored very well. So I guess from that standpoint, you are up against it in the sense of like, you know, you want to program a certain amount already. Because obviously over time you see films, you love a film, you see it in January, so this film is amazing, this is up for this award, that award, then it's going to get in. So you do have slots that are filled, right? But we're not going to completely, the festival's not completely programmed by the time we get submissions in, say, like May, or that's just not the case. And if it was, then obviously that wouldn't be fair. But also, again, back to my point, like if something came our way that's like, you know, for instance, last year Assad won Best Short at Holly Shorts. It was submitted like in, you know, in April or something, the regular deadline. But if that film was submitted in, I don't know, the last day, June 1st, what would I reject? What if I rejected that film, or we rejected based on, oh, we don't have room for this, or we can't accept your film, or we just straight rejected it because we just didn't feel like we had time to watch it, or I don't know, whatever process might happen for some of these festivals, we'd be losing out on the best film we've had in arguably in years, and we just wouldn't put it in the festival. I mean, to me, that doesn't make sense. Now, the other side is, again, going back to the point of these other festivals, and even in a case of ours, we do have to program as the process goes on, and again, slots are being filled, so there is a benefit to submitting earlier. But another part of this is, what if your film just got finished in May? You just finished, you want to submit. I mean, you're finally ready, you couldn't submit earlier anyway. I mean, if you just got your film finished and you want to submit for this year, and you finish your film in May, you're done, color corrected, post-production done, everything's done, and you want to submit, then that individual has no option but to submit in May or late, and not submit early because the film wasn't even done. Or maybe they just shot the film. I mean, who knows? So there's that part of it as well. I think for other festivals, in this case that you're speaking on, I think there probably is a certain process in place where they are pretty well programmed, or they feel like they don't need much more. Maybe they just kind of look the other way. Maybe they feel like they don't need many more films, and just taking more submissions to take submissions. I don't know. I mean, I can't, obviously, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for others. I'm just assuming. And it is challenging. There is, again, like I said, slots filled, and you have a certain idea of what's going to be where. But again, the process is, you get the films, we're open to submissions, we want to compete, or not, we want to look at all the films as a whole and make decisions based on that, and try that to be the singular focus. You know, just that's what we're trying to do. Not you submitted late and we have no time for you. We liked it, but oh well, Now, granted, again, there is a sort of element of, I guess, you're a little behind the eight ball in the sense of there is a lot of films already come our way, and there are certain films already programmed. But we're by no means done programming by the time we get to that point. We want to finish call for entries, then start really diving into programming at that point. Again, but you have to compete against other films that have been scored and scored high. So, yeah, but again, back to how I feel about it, it's like, even if that's the case, if your film is as good as any of these other films, then it belongs in the program. We'd be remiss to not put it in the program and select a film based on something we like, which would be a mistake.
And what is the submission period for Holly Shorts 2000?
Well, it runs basically, we start now in December of the year before, so like December 2012, and we go through June 1st. So we have a full 6-month period basically.
Oh, wow.
And then once we cut it off, that's done. And then at that point, we're really getting into selections and really getting into programming and diving into that. But up until that time, through that time, we're watching films the whole time.
And the festival dates are when in August?
August 15th. August 15th to 22nd. And we've announced earlier, August 15th to 25th, we may be stretching to 10 days and have some more work on in that, and then we'll announce some things about that, but that's still in the works. So at the very minimum, August 15th to 22nd, but 7 days, we might take it to the 25th and go 15th to 25th for 10 days, possibly.
And they can go to hollyshorts.com for more information.
Yeah.